Oh, bloody hell. Hello, darling.
How you doing?
Yeah, all right, lovely, yeah.
Oh, great.
It's great to meet you, man. It's been a lot.
Yeah, I was just saying about that Dreaming track. Good track, yeah. But I said I didn't want to do the...
At 83, Paul McCartney finally addressed long-standing rumors surrounding his interactions with Ozzy Osbourne, providing clarity that fans and the media had been waiting decades to hear. For years, speculation had swirled around their supposed collaborations, behind-the-scenes stories, and occasional public appearances that hinted at a deeper connection between the two legendary musicians. McCartney, known for his thoughtful and sometimes playful interviews, chose to address these rumors with a mix of humor, honesty, and candid reflection, revealing not just facts but also his personal perspective on the events that had been misrepresented or exaggerated over time. What makes this confirmation significant is not only McCartney's status as a cultural icon, but also the way it offers insight into the music industry's tendency to amplify stories that capture public imagination, whether fully accurate or not. Throughout his career, McCartney has experienced the power of narrative and rumor firsthand, from the intense scrutiny of his work with the Beatles to his solo projects and collaborations with countless artists. By finally speaking about Ozzy, McCartney sheds light on the realities of celebrity interactions, the private moments, the creative exchanges, and the humorous misunderstandings that fans may have interpreted as scandal or intrigue. His reflections also highlight the mutual respect between artists from very different musical backgrounds. McCartney, whose work defined much of pop and rock music, and Osbourne, whose contributions shaped heavy metal and hard rock. Despite the differences in their styles and the generations they influence, McCartney's statements reveal a shared understanding of music as a collaborative, evolving art form that transcends rumors and sensational headlines. Fans listening to his words gain a rare glimpse of the personal honesty behind a public persona, reminding them that even legends of music live lives filled with nuance, unexpected friendships, and stories far more interesting than the gossip that often surrounds them. This revelation not only satisfies curiosity, but also reinforces the importance of hearing directly from those involved before forming conclusions, showing that even the most persistent rumors often have simpler and more human explanations than the wild stories circulated by the media over decades. For decades, fans have speculated about the moments when Paul McCartney and Ozzy Osbourne may have crossed paths in ways that went beyond casual meetings. Rumors often suggested secret collaborations, studio sessions that never appeared in public, or even creative disagreements that could have shaped iconic music in unexpected ways. McCartney's recent statements put many of these rumors into context, showing that while some of the stories were based on kernels of truth, others have been exaggerated over time by eager journalists, fans, and social media speculation. What comes across most clearly is McCartney's sense of humor about the entire situation. He recalls certain meetings with Ozzy with a light-hearted perspective, emphasizing camaraderie and mutual respect rather than rivalry or controversy. These revelations remind fans that public perception can often distort reality, especially in the world of music where every interaction can be scrutinized, interpreted, and sometimes sensationalized. McCartney also explains how the music industry has changed over the years, noting that in the past, there was less pressure for transparency and fewer platforms for fans to instantly dissect every interaction between artists. Today, with social media amplifying rumors almost in real time, artists like McCartney and Osbourne are often forced to respond to narratives that grow far larger than the original event. By speaking candidly about his relationship with Ozzy, McCartney provides clarity, but he also shares valuable insight into the pressures and misunderstandings that come with being a public figure. Fans gain not just answers to long-standing questions, but also a sense of the humanity behind these legendary musicians. The story demonstrates that while fame can amplify misunderstandings, it cannot erase the deep connections and mutual respect that often exist between artists, even when their musical worlds seem vastly different. Through his reflections, McCartney bridges the gap between public rumor and personal truth, reminding audiences that the real story is often far more nuanced, entertaining, and inspiring than any headline could ever capture. When Paul McCartney finally confirmed the rumors about Ozzy Osbourne, it was not just a simple acknowledgement of past interactions. It was a rare window into the dynamics of two very different worlds of music coming together. McCartney, whose career spans over 6 decades and includes his groundbreaking work with the Beatles, is often seen as the epitome of polished pop and rock artistry. Ozzy Osbourne, on the other hand, is celebrated as a prince of darkness, whose influence on heavy metal and hard rock is legendary, often associated with wild performances, outrageous stunts, and a rebellious persona. On the surface, it may seem unlikely that these two icons would share meaningful professional or personal moments. Yet McCartney's revelation underscores a deeper truth about music. Regardless of genre, artists often find common ground in creativity, mutual admiration, and shared experiences within the industry. He recounted moments of humor, mutual respect, and even creative experimentation that may have been misunderstood by fans over the years. These stories reveal the humanity of both musicians, highlighting that behind the mythos of rock legends are people who joke, collaborate, and navigate the same pressures of public life. McCartney also reflected on how rumors can distort the narrative, explaining that while some stories were partially based on real encounters, others have been exaggerated or misinterpreted by the media and the public. The confirmation of these events at the age of 83 is significant not only for the accuracy it brings, but also because it reminds fans of the patience required to separate myth from reality in celebrity culture. Moreover, this revelation serves as a powerful example of how even the most famous individuals maintain private relationships, experiences, and creative moments that remain unseen for decades. It encourages fans to look beyond sensational headlines and appreciate the personal histories that define legendary artists. Through this candid disclosure, McCartney reasserts the importance of context, clarity, and personal storytelling in a world where every action is scrutinized, every meeting is speculated upon, and every interaction can become a rumor that lasts for years. His words remind us that music history is built not only on the songs themselves, but also on the untold stories, behind-the-scenes moments, and human connections that shape the lives of the artists we admire most. One of the most fascinating aspects of Paul McCartney finally addressing the rumors about Ozzy Osbourne is a way it highlights the generational and stylistic differences between the two musicians, and yet how those differences never prevented respect and mutual admiration. McCartney, whose melodies and harmonies help define modern pop and rock music, has always been celebrated for his precision, creativity, and thoughtful approach to songwriting. Ozzy, in contrast, became the face of heavy metal's raw, unfiltered energy, whose performances and public persona often challenge societal norms and expectations. Despite the contrast in their musical worlds, McCartney's account shows that the two shared a genuine appreciation for each other's artistry. He spoke about moments when conversations, backstage meetings, and even casual exchanges reflected a shared understanding of music as a universal language. Fans may have previously assumed that such interactions were tense, competitive, or filled with intrigue, but McCartney's reflections paint a very different picture, one of camaraderie, curiosity, and even playfulness. He emphasized that music, regardless of genre, creates bonds between artists, and that often the public only sees the surface level of these relationships. This candid insight not only humanizes two of rock and pop's most iconic figures, but also challenges the way rumors take on a life of their own. McCartney's confirmation serves as a reminder that decades of speculation and media narratives do not always reflect the truth, and that patience, first-hand accounts, and direct perspectives are crucial to understanding the real stories behind celebrity interactions. Moreover, by addressing these rumors at 83, McCartney demonstrates that the timing of a revelation can matter just as much as the content itself. He chose to clarify the record in a way that was thoughtful, measured, and entertaining, providing fans with both clarity and a deep appreciation for the history of modern music. Through this revelation, audiences gain a more nuanced understanding of how legends like McCartney and Osbourne navigate fame, friendship, and artistic collaboration, showing that behind every headline or rumor lies a much richer, more human story. His openness encourages fans to look beyond sensationalism and recognize the importance of context, patience, and respect in interpreting the lives and careers of iconic musicians, reminding us that the truth is often more fascinating and inspiring than gossip. Another important takeaway from Paul McCartney finally confirming the rumors about Ozzy Osbourne is how it reflects the evolution of celebrity culture over the decades. McCartney, whose career spans over 60 years, has witnessed firsthand how media coverage, fan speculation, and public perception can sometimes distort reality. In the early days of his fame with the Beatles, information moved slowly, and rumors could only spread through print media or word of mouth. Today, social media and online platforms have transformed how fans consume information, enabling stories to reach millions almost instantly. McCartney's decision to finally address these rumors shows an awareness of how powerful first-hand clarification can be in today's media landscape. He recounted stories about Ozzy with both humor and sincerity, emphasizing that much of the speculation surrounding their interactions had grown out of context or had been exaggerated over time. By speaking directly to the public, McCartney not only clears up decades of mystery but also demonstrates the responsibility that comes with being a legendary figure. His words provide insight into the personal dynamics of musicians who, despite living under intense public scrutiny, maintain authentic human connections. Fans gain a rare perspective on how two icons from vastly different musical genres, one associated with melodic pop and rock, the other with heavy metal's rebellious energy, can still relate through shared passion for music, creativity, and artistry. This revelation also highlights the enduring importance of storytelling in preserving the history of music. While headlines and gossip often capture fleeting attention, the personal accounts of the artists themselves offer a far richer and more accurate understanding of their lives and careers. McCartney's candid reflections remind audiences that iconic musicians are not just public personas but real people with friendships, experiences, and moments that shape their legacy. By confirming the rumors at this stage of his life, McCartney bridges the gap between myth and reality, providing a narrative that honors both the truth and the incredible journey of musicianship that he and Ozzy represent. It is a story of respect, artistry, and the nuanced reality behind the sensationalized tales that have circulated for years, demonstrating that music history is as much about personal relationships as it is about the songs themselves, another remarkable aspect of Paul McCartney. Confirmation about Ozzy Osbourne is how it illustrates the evolution of music collaboration and the unexpected ways legends from different genres can intersect. Over the years, fans had imagined scenarios ranging from secret jam sessions to spontaneous songwriting experiments between the two, fueled by their respective larger-than-life reputations. McCartney's revelations, however, provide a more grounded and human perspective. He explained that many of the rumored interactions were simply informal meetings, casual conversations, or moments of shared humor, instances that, while ordinary in nature, gain mythic significance because of the fame surrounding both artists. This perspective sheds light on a broader truth about the music industry. Artists often share fleeting moments that the public can misinterpret as dramatic or controversial. McCartney's storytelling emphasizes that the bond between musicians is often subtle, built on respect, admiration, and a shared understanding of the creative process, rather than on overtly sensational events. He reflected on how these small, behind-the-scenes interactions are critical to nurturing creativity and maintaining connections within the industry, highlighting that collaboration does not always mean public recognition or immediate output. Furthermore, McCartney's candid discussion underscores the ways in which rumors can overshadow reality, especially when two high-profile figures are involved. By addressing the speculations head-on, he not only clarifies past events, but also encourages fans to reconsider how they perceive relationships between iconic artists. The discussion also reinforces the human side of celebrity life. Despite their extraordinary achievements, even legends like McCartney and Ozzy experience the same need for understanding, connection, and camaraderie that ordinary people do. Beyond just clearing the air, McCartney's reflections provide a lesson in patience, empathy, and perspective. He demonstrates that while rumors can capture the imagination, the true essence of a relationship, especially one forged through art and mutual respect, is often far simpler, yet far more meaningful than headlines suggest. In doing so, he reinforces a deeper appreciation for both his own legacy and Ozzy's, reminding audiences that music history is not just defined by public perception but by the quiet, authentic moments that occur behind the scenes. This perspective allows fans to engage with the stories of their favorite artists in a richer, more thoughtful way, transforming rumors into a celebration of artistry, collaboration, and enduring respect. Beyond merely addressing rumors, Paul McCartney's confirmation about Ozzy Osbourne also highlights the ways in which time, experience, and perspective can change how artists reflect on their careers and relationships. At 83, McCartney has lived through decades of intense fame, immense creative pressure, and the constant scrutiny of fans and media alike. His reflections on Ozzy are not just about setting the record straight. They are also about sharing insight into what it means to navigate life as a legendary musician. He speaks candidly about the moments of humor, collaboration, and mutual respect that define their interactions, offering fans a perspective that goes beyond sensational headlines or social media speculation. In his words, these interactions were natural and human, shaped by curiosity, admiration, and a shared understanding of music as a lifelong passion. McCartney also emphasized that over the years, rumors often grew more elaborate than the reality of the events themselves, a phenomenon that reflects both the power of celebrity culture and the human tendency to fill gaps in knowledge with dramatic storytelling. By finally confirming the truth, McCartney not only addresses the curiosity of fans, but also provides a broader lesson about the importance of patience, first-hand accounts, and perspective when interpreting the lives of iconic figures. Additionally, his comments illustrate how artists from very different musical backgrounds, McCartney's melodic, pop-oriented rock and Ozzy's heavy metal intensity, can find common ground through creativity, respect, and shared experiences within the industry. This serves as a powerful reminder that music is a universal language capable of bridging differences in style, personality, and era. Fans gain not only answers to long-standing questions, but also a richer understanding of the personal dynamics that exist behind the public image of rock legends. McCartney's revelation reminds us that even the most enduring myths often have simple, human truths at their core. By addressing the rumors with humor, honesty, and reflection, he provides clarity, celebrates the artistry of both himself and Ozzy, and gives audiences a deeper appreciation of the stories that shape the history of modern music. In the end, this confirmation is not just about rumors. It is a testament to the enduring connections between musicians, the timeless power of collaboration, and the value of understanding the real narrative that lie behind the legend. One of the most intriguing aspects of McCartney, English singer-songwriter. Recent revelation about Ozzy Osbourne is how it underscores the intersection of personal and professional lives in the world of legendary musicians. Over decades, both McCartney and Ozzy have been scrutinized for every public appearance, collaboration, and comment, creating an environment where speculation often outpaces reality. McCartney's confirmation helps to humanize both artists, showing that behind the fame, there exists a network of respect, shared experience, and creative exchange that the public rarely sees. He explained that many of the rumored events were far less dramatic than imagined. Simple meetings, light-hearted interactions, or moments of mutual inspiration that, over time, were turned into sensationalized stories. By sharing these details, McCartney not only clarifies decades of speculation but also highlights the often overlooked reality that creativity and friendship can flourish quietly, without fanfare or public attention. This insight is particularly meaningful given the contrasting personas of the two musicians. McCartney's career is defined by melodic compositions, careful harmonies, and a public image of thoughtful professionalism, while Ozzy's path has been characterized by raw energy, rebelliousness, and an untamed stage presence. Despite these differences, McCartney emphasizes that the underlying connection between artists is a shared dedication to music, a respect for craft, and the human capacity for collaboration and understanding. Fans gain a unique perspective on how legends interact offstage, navigating the same challenges of performance, public expectation, and personal relationships that everyday people face, albeit under the intense scrutiny of fame.